Things I wanted to talk about. First off, I'm going to tell you about the irrelevant stuff. This is being touched by something that you don't see. You don't see it up here. It is so cold here onto this that the water in my glass freezes. This is the planet Earth. This is the North Pole, plugged into a secondary system. Okay, the same way the lightning bolt pulls towards the energy into the ground of a nut. This is sort of the nut. Everywhere man walks, he's part of that nut. And it goes right around him into the ground. Man is already in the ground. This connects to the ground and therefore back into man standing between here. This would be his hat. What I want to speak about, the reality is, in the word God, 7 and 15 are both the pool balls same color. G and O, go. Go odd. 15 and 4 runs under the sun. 19, the letter S, it says I know in French. The total is 26, explaining the 9 birth inside of Venus and the Uranus inside of Saturn, creating 26 would equal the heavens of 1 to 15, the 7th gate. 7 low, 7 high, 8 in between, equaling to Zion, Israel. Zion, Israel, Z and N are the same. It says 10, or it says 1 of. Israel, Maïs, corn. Eden, 545, 5, 4th letter, 5th letter, 545. Eve, 5445, because it's 2 and 2 twice. Here it created by 2 letters. It takes 1 or 3 to make 4, or it takes 2 and 2. Here we take 1 and 3. Here we have 5. We need 2 and 2. Because to create this 5, we need 2 and 2 around 1. This is the number under the sun. This is the number under the sun. Noel says Christmas in French. It also says none of her. It says no queen. It also says no memory. 5, 1, 2. It's actually 0, 5, which is a combination of 5 and 1. Excuse me. 0, 5 is actually a combination of 4 and 1, which is under the sun. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals to Eve. Or it equals to 2, 3. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 equals to BC, communication. When 1 goes between 2. Here's my 2, here's my 1. Communication. Rabbit ears, the bump on top of my head, picked it up, makes a little bubble. I need that space. Came in down here, can't force it down. It's got to go up and down. That's why we need a little space for the ocean. If we put a cover on the ocean, we wouldn't get any waves. So we let it free flow. It's an energy. I like to call it an ion. So no L also says no Christmas, no memory. Not only that, the word no is 3.1415. 9-2. 29 is 9-2. 6-5. No L, no Christmas in memory. This becomes 6-5. Why? Because all zeros equal 6. And 6 and 5 is 11. 1 and 2 is 3. This becomes there is no red sun. The red sun says no memory. No Christmas, no red sun. Red sun brings the Christmas. Don't forget, it's a moving energy. Is it hot flash on the go, or is it stop green? Hot flash on the go. I got a hot flash. Whoa. So that's Nibiru, because all zeros equal 6. 6 and 5 is 11. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 and 11 and pull is 14. It's the ring around the moon. What makes the energy go through the moon? It's almost like the moon is distorting the energy, and it's going around the moon. That's what those numbers are explaining. 3. This becomes now 6. This becomes now 3. 3 and 6 is creation. 10, 20, 50. 105 in the hand of God. Don't forget, if I flip it up like this, if you see a green shape and I see a red shape, and we both look at it and we agree, we see something, we see the same, green, red, it doesn't matter. All I want to know is, do you see, can you draw it? Now, can you point to the color? So to see the difference. If you're looking at what I'm looking at and you see a different color, I say, every time I meet Jack, and I see that red train, I'm going to say, hey, Jack, how's it going? You see the green train? Hey, Jack, let's do it this way. Hey, Jack, how's it going? Do you see the blue pen? Yeah, the blue pen. Yes, the one, exact same one we saw yesterday. Yes, when I said red, you said blue. So every time I see you, oh, but now today it's so why don't we call it red blue? So you'll think I'm calling it red blue, and I'll think you're calling it red blue, and we'll see the same one. The water's coming from up there, it's coming down here. But it's not up there. Well, we're not getting from where it's getting from, we're getting it from it. Eternal is where the next is. So remember, this into the earth or this into the sky, frozen in the North Pole. All they have to do is turn this inside the ice cream, and they move the earth around. just with this little thing in the North Pole, and everybody's going, whoa, is it going to be a planetary shift like this? Which way are they going to move this elixir? Is there two spaces that it connects? Or can the outside connector actually reconnect whichever way it wants? Or is there only one way for planet Earth to actually be? What kind of axis can we sit on? Do we have the axis call? SIXA, angel 6, angle of 6, axis. We bring this down a little more. I mentioned this. We are the plug-in. Sun equals 54. It's also love. There's Eve. Earth equals 52. 106. 616. 616 because 0 equals 6. 6 and 1. The spirit is 76, which is 13, which is 44. The space. This will now say the space. 10 less than this is 44. Okay? To create that 44 is by 4 and 8. So it's the space between the purple, which means the skies. You put space in between the skies and you change the color of the sky with the lights and the dome of Earth. The skies are purple. Why do I say that? Because in pool, the 4 and the 12 ball, which equals to 16, which 12 equals 1 and 2 and 3, creates the sky and it's purple. 4 and 3 DC will now recreate the purple sky. Purple is a plume, something to do with a feather. The letter R, the sound is in the A family, which looks like a 4 leaning over to a 1 next to a 2. 412, the bad cat. Angel residency, letter R becomes ARS, or it becomes the queen. It becomes the spirit or the queen. It's one of the two. Minus or plus R brings you to those destinations. If you go down to 17, the total will be the ace queen. Why? Adding 1 to 17 equals to 153. 1 to 18 is 171. And I've been seeing 171 all over, which is going to lead us back to number 11 again. 171 will bring you to 11. 35 will bring you down to 11. And 53 will bring you down to 11. So now you got, here's your R and here's your 4. But it's actually AR for 19. 4, 5, 6, we got the 7th gate. One step forward. In the letter T and H, God. Okay, 7 times 15 is 105. 105 times 4 is 420, says 80. Q. Oh, here, I did it on the other paper. It says 80, 420. 4 times 20, 420. 105, 420. 426. 4 times 26 is 104, is 10, 4 CB codes is 164 Zion, Israel. 80, 17 and 22, 39, equaling to the sky, equaling to the gateway of 2 skies. 2 and 2 gets 1 in between, remember. When you get 2 here, you need the 2 here for 1 to become in between. Or you're coming in between what? This is only one side. You're already here. You need to go to the other side. 3 things I want to show you something. First, we have a world that's like this. Then we have a world that's like this. Okay? Then we have the world that's like this. So we can make 3 of them and connect them to one stick. But we need all 6 parts. Creating of the heart. Nadef, feed the Dean, feed nothing. Teacher, Asher, earth, Resh, Tathlik, Meth, sun, Jack, earth, heaven. Where does all this come from? 135 is the orange ball created in pool. 1 and 3 and 5 equals to 18, which is the letter R, resident angel. ET equals to a total of 25, which is the division of 2, the transmission. ET is because once you make 5, you go back to 1 and over to 9, because once you get 5, 5 is living in 9. Automatically, when you get 5, you have 9. This is the connection between the 2, 5, and 8, which is inside the numbers, in the center of the B world, B52, because the B letter, 2, and the E sound family, 52, because it owns it, because I believe the sound of the E owns the B, that the 5 of the E goes in front. That means anything in the 5s, and whatever number you're going to choose will be with alongside the letter time heaven. Okay, me of time. It's me. Why I? Where do I get I from? Well, I in Roman numerals is 1. I comes inside the free one with the H, because H is 2 letters. It's H and I. To get H, you either need 6 and 2, which is the F letter, E and F. 6 and 2 creates this. It also creates the Z. So you would have R, Armouth. Teacher becomes either the T letter and the H letter. Ash is the letter of H in French. ER is the sound of earth, but in French, terre, air. Also expressing what happened yesterday is HR, eternal resident, which lives inside of who we are, the spirit. H and I is 8 and 9. The high teacher, 8 and 9th letter, 17, the queen, 1 to 7, the power that comes within. Yer. Power comes from yer to come to today. It's like the pitcher to the catcher. The pitcher is tomorrow. And when the catcher gets it, it's today. Fier is to be happy or part of. It also says fire in the word, which is burning. Burning with happiness. A smile from ear to ear, a word of expression. Here says 10 of her, 120. That is the law 120 between the gateways, because the number to the gateways is 120. When you add 1 over to 15 in pool, you play the game of the gateways. The 8 is the black ball. Now you want to change the game, we can change it all. Iron heats or melts at 1500 Celsius. 15 and 15 is 225, and that's the number to the passage and the number to 0. This is the R. This is 9 and 9, 14 and 15. 18 and 14 and 15 is 47. 14 and 15 is 29. 39, 47, and 9 is 56. 56, 9, and 9 is 18, and 6 is 24, and 5 is 29. So inside on is also the whole word. In Pythagorean, it reverts to on, number 29, which is the first 4 numbers created in pi. Now what I'm doing now is all relationships. It's all relationships. When you have the letter M and you have the number 6, it also says woman, the price you pay. F and E again is 6 and 5. The letter F, when you see 11, it's also F. 6 and 5, it's the smallest number. And because they're both under 10, you get another 120. They both become in the same gateway. 6 and 5, 0506, unless 5 is taken to be different. But 05 and 06 is 120 and 11 is 131. The gateway is an AC through the sun. 131, 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4 DC. 3 times 4 is 12, which seems to be the soft wool or the oscillation in the sun. FE, E and F talks about the sun again. Hot and cold, 43, 34, 77. JFK, Barack Obama, 34 and 43, 77 presidencies. We have to remove for Grover Cleveland. Grover Cleveland, the way I see it, is like this. Grover Cleveland was the 24th president. So he had to come in and lock up number 5 equals to 15. Once this comes in, this is 5 up, which equals to number the 22nd letter, X and V, the ring. Inside, X and V equals to 46. It's also 510. This is 510, right over here. 5 in the V, 5, 5, 5, and 5. You pass in between here to here. From here, I was here, I passed in between here and here, and I came out over here. Forget about this one, I'm now 25. This is Lovejoy. This is what I call Lovejoy, okay? Remember what 3 people do, eh? Remember what 3 people do. Here's 2 people here. This one now has to go through this one, okay? Here's 2 people here. This one must go through this one. So this one, this one, this one, this one. This one has to go this one. It's an automatic what happens. So this one becomes the tie of the star. You see what happened? We had this, and we had this. And this one had to go through here. This one had to go through here, and this one had to go through here, dividing each individual space perfect for everyone to share. And that's how the realities go. It's 1, 2, and 1. Here's 2. That's in between the 2. It's passing between the 2. It's in the course of who it is in the direction that it's going, vertical or horizontal, east, west, north, south, up or down, and it's passing between what's not moving. If they were both moving at the same time, it would do something completely different, and this is not what the equation would be about. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Did it make any sense? Did this other thing make any sense? Start off in the middle, 5 by 5, we create the G. Next level and next level. After you've created this level, you see how many takes? It took 3 levels before I was able to put this here without closing this one over here. So on this third level, I create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It took 5 and to cover 6, and then the outline 7 before I can cover up my G. I have to get off my floor, off my roof, onto the next level. How many does it take? Then when I finish it, okay, everything to the side is a space. There's a space here. One of them equals to a number 5, which means a half space. 2 of them in a row where they're not cut in half, equaling to this, 90 degrees or 45 degrees. When on the 45 degrees, you either put a 1 or a 5. Okay? A 1 or a 5 will either say there's 2 of them together or there's 1 of them. 5 will say 2 because it'll say 5 and 5, which makes up the space. But 1 will say 1. 5 will say 2, 1 will say 1. 2 is going east and west. Okay? 2 would say there's 2 next to each other, and 1 would be the same thing as this, just the same 1. But it would say, in binary, it would go 1, 1, 2, or if you want to go Fibonacci, you go 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and then you can add up what each value of each section is. But that's only my own interpretation. The same thing as a million, 4, 8, 16, 32. And this one over here is valued at 0 because it brings you up to the next level. 1 million is 64. It's whole. It's whole. And now you have to multiply that by, it's 8 by 8 equals that. That's the flat chessboard 8 by 8. The flat chessboard 8 by 8 is 4 times 8. There are 16 positions of 4. 4, 4, 4, 4. 1, 4, 5, 6. So there's 2.5 times. What I'm trying to do is find in a 64 block, if I make a face, hold on, I'm going to show you. Face windows. I need 6 of this to create a complete cube. But I want to keep the centers open, so it'll be 4. And then 1 here and 1 here to make a complete cube. So I need a total of 6. So 64 is going to give me 10 plus 4 parts of 6. Another 64 will give me another 10 and 4 parts of 6, and I'll have 2 6. So I would have to have 3 of them. I would have to have 64, 64, 64. I would have to have 192 divided by 6 equals to 3, 2 equals to 32. I need to do this to make how many blocks of 6? How many blocks of 6? I will get 32 blocks of 6 to create this number. That will come out of my 64, which is bits and pieces of memory. This is 1/2 of the chessboard, and it's also the number for BC communication, which is 1/2 of communication. Because in order to communicate, you need 2. Otherwise, you're communicating with nobody. Either you're reading somebody's signs, or I'm talking to you. So that's 32 and 32 make that 64. Which 64, is that the receiver including with the speaker? Or is 32 and 32 bring it together? And now we're at one face of the chessboard. So since this was one face of the chessboard, we need 6 times this now. 6 times 6 is 384, and that's a Hebrew leap year. 6 times this is 192 again. And now we have to build up until we get the complete memory of 512. And 512 memory is not whole. But memory is 1080. It's 3 times plus 360 again, because the 360 of memory is the going in and the going out of the knowledge into the knowledge recipient and the box. You need to go in and out to get 1080 in order to get any memory at all. So 3 parts go out to 1 block, 360 by 360. 1080 goes out because 1080, 80 is the mind. 10 equals to 16 of the light of the mind. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 8 and 6. Do you understand? I mean, I can't have a whole block that's me. I need an empty space so somebody can come in and tell me. Otherwise, what good am I? What good am I? I'm all alone. I don't need anything but solar power. But then I still need an in, and I need an exhaust. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I was born in 1963. It was a pretty good year. I liked it 52 years later. That'd be about now. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I want to thank you for watching. Look at that. No 6-3.